What's up, everybody? Odyssey here. How's it going? This is kind of like a last-minute decision to do, but and I actually ran into this this old tackle box here. This is, oh my god, this tackle box is probably from, I want to say, late 80s, this tackle box, and a lot of fond memories, but we'll get to that in a second. I'll kind of wait for some people to come in here. And meanwhile, I forgot, I found this somehow with the tackle box. I don't know how on earth this got, it wasn't in the tackle box, but it was like sitting just on top of it. So I don't know, there's one of the elite troopers from a few years ago when they did Battlefront 2. So I'll wait for some people to pop in. Gaz, how's it going? Kyle, how you doing? Action Figure Addict, how you doing, buddy? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. So anyway, I guess we'll just get started, and people, as they come in, I'll just explain what's going on here. All right, let me get him out of here. Or her, whatever, unisex. So with this old tackle box, this is an old, if you guys remember these, or if you go... if you go fishing at all, then you'll know what the heck this is. This is a fishing tackle box. Okay. I found this, and obviously, I mean, this is some old stuff. I have my own name on the tackle box. On the back, these are some old skateboards back when I used to, I still actually skateboard here and there, but, with the cold weather, obviously, you can't skate. It kind of sucks, but Woodman, how's it going? Hello. Strawberry Fields, how's it going? Hello, hello. This place, I don't think it actually exists in Buffalo anymore. I think Fat Man might still be around. I don't know, but these are both old skate shops from when I was a kid. And then we have another Anthony sticker on there. I know you guys are probably like, oh, this is riveting shit here, Anthony. But if we open up this tackle box, because you're probably like, what the hell's the point of all of this? Let me back up the camera here. So we open this guy up, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. I have not, now keep in mind, I have not seen this stuff probably since the late 90s, at least. Fishing with ODC. I know, right? So I haven't seen this stuff since probably the late 90s. And I found this actually in a moving box that I have not touched. And I was just going through a bunch of stuff because I'm actually packing stuff up because I'm moving. So as I'm packing stuff up, I'm like, what the heck is this box? So I open it, and this tackle box is in there. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, because I actually thought I lost this. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh. It was like finding the friggin' Holy Grail all of a sudden from my childhood. So a lot of playability in here. So I'm going to open this up, and we're going to go through every single one. Is Shawn Michaels in that box? I wish. It would be awesome. Maybe there's an arm or a leg in here from Shawn. I don't know. Maybe he left it. Maybe he let me borrow it so I could use some of his talent, better myself. I don't know. We'll have to just see. But he opened it up, and oh my God, what do we have here? Oh my God, what is this? Well, we got a cape here, or a cloak. We got a cape here. We got another cape. We got another cloak. Another cape. What in the world? We got a vintage. We've got a vintage Lando. What? I forgot I even had this. He's in pretty good shape too. Look at that coat. It's a nice looking coat. Colt 45, so smooth. So there's a vintage Lando. We've got Han Solo. And yes, he is attached to his carbonite, which is hilarious. We have a coat. I don't know what. I think this coat is from the old Oh God, the old pardon this, by the way. This coat is from the old Robin Hood Prince of Thieves line. I believe this is Morgan Freeman's character. I can't remember his name. But that's what this coat's from. I don't even know if I have the figure, but I have his coat. Hazim, that's his name, I believe. Hazim? Human Mechanism, what's going on? But this is Azim's coat. I don't even know if I have the damn figure. Action figure expert, how's it going? And then we dive in for, oh, and there's more, trust me. We've got a Jawa here, and they have the old light piping for the eyes, as you can see. I kind of actually like light piping. I don't know why. It always works with Transformers so well. But there we have a Jawa, and then they came in a 2-pack, so there's a little smaller Jawa, you know, with light piping, obviously. Ooh, teeny! That's right. And this is now I'm pretty impressed. For a kid, I was pretty well organized here. I put all the capes up here so I could save space because all the figures are underneath this thing. I even neatly put away these old Link cards. I forgot what the technical term was for them. But I even put those away neatly. I put all the larger accessories with the larger accessory. Good Lord, I was a collector in training before I even knew I was a collector in training. This is all Boba Fett stuff right here. We've got this random this random TIE fighter. What the heck is going on? We got Yoda's little training basket or bassinet, whatever you want to call that. We've got the the little computer station for that. I forgot the name of that droid, but he's in the beginning of the Jabba the Hutt scene where he's kind of processing R2-D2 and C-3PO, and he's like, "You are the new protocol droid, are you not?" That was this guy's accessory, by the way. We even have, oh, look who I put away. Oh, there's little Yoder. There's the yodeler. And then he would go right in his little basket right here, or his little training backpack pouch. Kangaroo pouch. How funny is this that I found this tackle box? This is hilarious. And I swear, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. This is I have not seen this stuff since '98. So opening this, it's like I'm looking at it for like brand new. So let's get it open if I can open it. Are you gonna let me open? Are you gonna? Oh, there's a helmet in the way, and it's the Shadows of the Empire helmet, which is the Luke Skywalker disguise. Oh my God, there's so many accessories in here. There's Dash Rendar's backpack, blaster, disruptor, whatever you want to call that. Prince Shizor, and I just made a video on Shadows of the Empire, so we'll go through all that. Oh my God, we have some vintage Ewoks. Look at these two idiots. Oh my God. Obviously they don't have anything else. They're just nude. They're the nudist. The nub nudist. The nud. I guess you could call them the nudists. The nud instead of the nub. You know? All he's got is his knife sculpted to his body. This guy's they're just going bare cheeks right there. So we got that. I got to start making some room here. So we'll get these capes out of the way, right? All right. This is hilarious, by the way. This is absolutely hilarious. Streaking nub. That sounds like a sexual position or something. So we got we've got this old R2-D2 sensor R2-D2. This is another vintage figure. And oh my God, that's vintage tape right there. Do you see how brown that is? So this R2-D2 had a little sensor right here, this version of him. And that was his little sensor that went up. Remember that? I believe this might be from The Empire Strikes Back. But that is pretty cool. I forgot I had any of this stuff. I am going to be totally honest with you. You can obviously see there's some like yellowing going throughout the whole sticker body, but other than the yellowing, he looks pretty good. No yellowing on the plastic. That's pretty good. So I gotta, this is all stuff that I probably played with as a kid, and I bagged it and put it away. We've got a vintage Bib Fortuna. There we go. For some reason, the easiest names always slip my mind. But yeah, there's another bib, and I put all of these away because I felt like these were more important. But look, he's in really good. There he goes. He's in really good shape, for the vintage coat there, and he's got his staff and everything. It looks pretty darn good. In pretty good shape. No like holes or weathering or anything like that because he's probably been in a bag since '98. So, and then we've got the B-Wing fighter pilot. That is quite the helmet. For some reason, when I was a kid, I used to think this was his brain. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Truly amazing, the mind of a child. So there's the B-Wing fighter. And then next up, we got another land. I was doubling down on the Landos here, apparently. There's the I believe it's a skiff guard disguise Lando. So, wow, pretty good. In pretty good shape. Like I said, I forgot I even had any of this stuff. I swear. And then we've got, we'll get into the Power of the Force stuff in a second. There's a whole thing full of them. We've got a vintage Han Solo here. Obviously no blaster or anything, but there is a vintage Han Solo. I'm pretty sure I think my dad got these sealable collector style baggies for me way back in the day. Oh, he does have his DL-44. So there it is. I think he's complete then. So there's Han Solo. I guess I can put this in my Han Solo collection now. Forgot I even had this stuff, which is this is insane. Do I have any more stuff in here? What else do I have? Who else vintage? I'm trying to find all the vintage stuff. Any more vintage for you? Oh, here we are. We have another vintage fellow. No coat. Obviously, this is from when I was a kid. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi. One of the few that I have left. No, he does not have his thingy thing. His lightsaber, his lightsaber thing. You spy an Endor coat. Oh yeah, it's over there. Ooh, we'll get to that in a second. But obviously he's got some play wear on him. But this is sentimental for me. This will go in the Obi-Wan collection. So that is pretty darn cool. That Bib Fortuna. I am very pleased with myself for keeping these in the shape that they are. All right, so let's see. I don't think there's anything more vintage in here. Let me just take another looky look. If I come across anything, I'll just grab it. But okay, let's get into the Power of the Force stuff. We'll get the 2-for-1 out of here. So let's get him out of there. Let's move him over there. Move little Yodel over there. Yodel patch. Little Yodel patch. We'll move the R2-D2 too. The R2-D2 too. I cannot believe this is so funny. I had to jump on here and make a video and just being able to show you guys these figs because I was like, oh, I remember you, Tacklebox. Where have you been? What have you been doing? It's like, bitch, I've been sitting in a box. So, Brenda, how's it going? All right, so we'll get to the Endor Han. I'm pretty sure I have his blaster. All the accessories are up here. So, but I'm pretty sure I have his blaster. There's Endor Han from the Power of the Force line. So, I know, things you find when you're not looking. I know, right? So there's Endor Han with his big plastic parachute coat. So we'll just put him over there. I'm getting these old ones to stand. See, with these, you had to like push their one leg back in the day. and then push her one leg forward to get him in this like weird stance. What the heck is that? All right, this guy is the infamous mail away. I believe this is the Han Solo mail away figure. He's only getting a little bit yellow on me, but it's not too bad, to be honest with you. I want to say because I played with this guy for like so many times because you know, it was a 2-for-1 deal. You know, he's a regular stormtrooper now if you need him to be, and he's Han Solo in disguise. So for me, it was a 2-for-1. For the most part, I always used him, I think, as a stormtrooper, but it was pretty cool to have this guy. I still do have his E11 blaster. It's somewhere in that ruckus over there. So we'll put our Hans next to each other. And oh god, here we go with the standing. Come on, you can do it. All right, he's leaning a little bit. And then we got the brick, I used to call him when I was a kid, the Emperor Palpatine, because he is some thick plastic. That is all solid plastic, no hollowness here. That is some, I mean, no, it's just full stiff plastic. You whip this at somebody, and you're gonna crack them in the head. I don't suggest you do that. This random coat. Where'd the figure go? That's what I want to know. I thought that this was important enough to keep the coat, but not the figure. Poor Azim. And then we have Lando, and then we got some obviously some play wear here on his arm here. Oh yeah, and that's paint coming off that I just made worse. Don't do that. Stop doing that to me. You're ruining my shirt. But let's get his cape on him too. So many Landos, so little time. I like that their legs are still a pliable plastic, so you can really still get these guys to kind of maneuver. I mean, Lando was a little bit more of the more difficult ones. You still have to push his leg backward, and if you have his cape on, you know that you couldn't get his leg back with the cape on because it would push the leg back forward again. So it's like you're kind of always fighting whether you want to have him with the cape on or off. And then next up, we've got the Weeping Willow himself. We've got the Rancor trainer. And then I believe he came with this staff over here. And I know this because don't ask me why I remember this. But there is his training skiff staff, I guess you want to call it. I don't know what you call that. I think it's the same, very similar to what the Sand People or the Tusken Raiders used also. But yeah, it does fit in his hand and all that. But there's that. We got the Chewbacca's bowcaster here. But there's the Rancor trainer. We're just going to kind of start to set these guys up next to each other here. Try to get them all in the shot. Next up is the famous exploding R4 figure. And this was actually really cool. I actually like this feature for some reason. I know it's a little you know, too gimmicky for some people, but he would split open and this missile would come out if you press on this button on the side, and it still comes out, it still shoots. Boo! There you go. And then you would see all the innards here painted in a very brightly colored yellow, but this was supposed to give the illusion that he exploded. He had a bad motivator. I believe this is what happened. So, but, you know, the missile, obviously, you know, the Power of the Force stuff was pretty gimmicky, but the spring on it's actually pretty good, and this spring has been coiled for quite some time, so pretty good with that. And it actually does fit back together pretty well, too. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I'm going to back up the camera, back that ass up. All right, so next up, who do we have? Let's see. We've got Leia in the Bausch disguise from Shadows of the Empire. Shadows of the Empire. And getting her helmet off. I was always scared that I was going to ruin her face, but look at that face. Oh my God. That is a face that only a distant cousin could love, you know? Maybe. I don't know what that means, but... but her helmet fits on her head, and then her cape, which would constantly, I remember, pop off all the time. She got a little peg hole in her back, and you just pop that sucker in, and then it would fit in that little slot up there. And, it actually looks pretty good. I mean, I like the sculpt of all these, I think it's actually a pretty good size for her. She might be a little bit on the tall side. I think she's like the size of Han Solo. But I do have her skiff or her staff in there and all that fun jazz. But we'll just get her standing up here. Come on. Come on, Leia. Stand your foolishness. And she does have a thermal detonator sculpted in her hand, which is pretty cool, too. Doesn't even look like her. Oh, I know. Next up, we'll grab this guy. He's the another skiff guard for Jabba the Hutt. And obviously, he came with a staff. And like I said, all of their accessories is in here. I don't think I'm missing anybody's stuff. Pretty sure that I took really good care of these figures. And I was like, well, within reason. I played with them. But, yeah, he does have his staff. It is in there. Maybe we'll go through all the accessories after I whip all these guys out. Next up, and here we go. You are a protocol droid, are you not? So there you go. Look at that. He's got booty cheeks on his head. It looks like two booty cheeks and a thong. Doesn't it? Look at that. Oh boy. What's wrong with me? Booty cheeks and a head. And a thong, thong. Like the way the booty go. Sorry, I can't help myself. Probably get copyright strike for that. Yeah. And then, who should we go with next? Oh, I can't remember her name for the life of me. Stripper head. It's like little Nicky, where the guy's got the boobs on his head with the bra on. And he meets another guy with the boobs on his head, or like the demon. Anyway, moving on. Enough of that. We have I can't remember her name for some reason, but she does have her cloak here, and obviously, we got some. Oh, look, we got a friggin' swivel in those arms. We didn't have too many swivels up until I want to say the '99 figure started coming out. So, in the earlier '90s figures, this is the figure that came out, I think, in episode 1. And then this is what you kind of had to do to get her with her Jedi cloak on. I can't remember her name. What is wrong with me? I don't know. For some reason, I just can't. I can't remember her name. Okay, moving on. Next, who do we have? Who are we going to grab here? And we'll wait on that one. And then we've got, next up, we've got Mr. Death Machine himself, Darth Vader, in his buff attire. Been hitting the gym hard. A lot of these guys have been hitting, the guys and girls have been hitting the gym. But there is Darth Vader. And there's some playware there, as you can see on the chest portions. The chesticle right there. Buff Vader. Eating some creatine. Gonna pump some iron. And put it in his tea. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Anyway, there's Vader. I'm sure we all know what Mr. Vader looks like. Do it. Wipe them out. All of them. Okay, next up we've got Hammerhead. Ching. Hammerhead, another pretty cool patron of the old cantina. I believe he was a rebel empathizer. I believe that's what I remember that saying, them saying that on his little bio. But he came with this funky ass gun. I don't remember seeing that he actually had this gun. And I'm pretty sure he was just a patron in one scene. I don't think we ever see him in any other lore or videos. Maybe I'm wrong. But this is the this is the blaster he came with, and holy cow, is that a doozy right there? I like to call it the doozy. I'm Hammerhead, and this is... Actually, I think they kind of talk like this. They kind of go... Doesn't he look like... I feel like maybe it looks like a little bit like Sean Connery a little bit. Oh, hello, this is my doozy. Let me ask you something. Has there ever been any man you could not seduce? I don't know why. It's just the alien version of Sean Connery. I know I'm probably way off. I don't even know why I'm thinking of Sean Connery. But This is my doozy. But there you go with the hammerhead. But I think they actually kind of talk like that. It's kind of like a something like that. I think I remember hearing that. Didn't they mark apart force figures to emulate superhero buff bodies? I think so. I'm pretty sure they did. Everything was kind of in the 90s. It was kind of like exaggerated, you know? Extremely exaggerated. Are you going to stand, bud? Let me take your gun out of your hand. Maybe that's throwing you off. There we go. All right, so we'll put him in the front. We'll get his gun out of there. Next up, we're going to go with Greedo. Now, this figure used to annoy the shit out of me when I was a kid because, you know, I have his blaster. Let me find his blaster really quick. Where's your blaster? That's not it. That's an E11. Another E11. Another E11. And I don't know. Oh, I think that goes to the Rebel Trooper. Where is it? There it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, so I think this is his. I think it is. Let me double check here. Yes, this is his. Okay, so what's weird about this is that you can never get this in his hand properly. Like, he never wanted to hold this where you could actually... It would always, like, wobble around. And then he's kind of doing this, like, pancake hand. This, like, duck hand constantly. See the duck? Quack, quack. Oh, wait, that was like a pig. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm having a brain aneurysm, I think. I don't know. He's doing this, like, duck thing with his hand. I don't know. I never liked it. I guess it's holding it a little bit more straight than I thought, but, you know. I guess I always pictured it holding in his hand better. That was like a product of the 90s. A lot of figures just didn't hold their stuff properly, including the 80s, you know. At least up to my standards as even just a kid. All right, so where did your helmet go, bud? Oh, there it is. Okay. So next up, we're going to do the Shadows of the Empire. Disguised Luke Skywalker. Crimson Guard, I believe, was the name on the package. And then he came with a cape that was a separate piece, and you just popped that on there. And it was kind of similar to the Leia Bausch Bounty Hunter armor, where you had to peg it into the back and then kind of faddle it in there. Fiddle it and diddle it and daddle it. And then the helmet would fit on his head kind of high up, but, you know, whatever. This is like another one of those where I would use him as just a regular guard. Because actually in the story, I think Lando is actually the one that used the disguise, not Luke. I don't think Luke ever donned this disguise, so I always used to think that this was Lando instead. But there you go with that. All right, next up, moving on. Han shot first. Yeah. Screw that McClunky garbage. McClunky. Get out of here, McClunky. I'll give you a McClunky upside the head, George Lucas. Dipshit. McClunky! No McClunky! No McClunky. You take your McClunky and you go home. That's right. All right. Anyway, next up, let me try and see if I can find his gun really quick. Where are you? That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. There it is. I found it. I don't know why, but I always liked the way the Sand Trooper was set up. The way the backpack kind of pegged into the back like this. Kadookie dookie. Kashnookie bookie. Oh, and then it falls out, of course. Yeah, there we go. It's a nice, very satisfying, like, pegging, and, you know, looks to be in pretty good shape. I always liked the paint apps on him because he felt like he was a really cool... come on, Sand Trooper. Come on, get in there. It's like, I haven't used my hand since 98. Leave me alone. I'm an old man toy. And then you got this little peg right here, and then it would just slide it on in. Oh, no, there goes the dominoes. But he held it well. You could turn the head and get him to look like he's, you know... Obviously, it's not screen accurate, and it looks more like an alien figure, the way it's set up, kind of like he's holding the Steadicam. You know, in that route. And something around those lines. Yeah. So, let me pick these nerds up. They all fell over. Nerd. Oh, there goes her cape. Hated this stupid cape. It would always fall out. You no fall out. You lean up against your boyfriend or your husband or whatever the hell. Your baby daddy. Baby daddy. Baby daddy. There we go. And we'll get Luke back in there with the Crimson Guard disguise. Or something along those lines. All right, next up, we're going to go with the episode 1. I don't know why, but I think a lot of people might smack me upside the head on the internet for saying this, but for some reason I always liked the way Obi-Wan looked in episode 1. I think it's like one of my favorite looks for him. Obviously, episode 3 is probably my second favorite, and then episode 2. And then, the original trilogy, it's kind of its own look, But talking prequels only, I'm just kind of talking about, I think this was my favorite look for him. What is that head sculpt? Well, it's pretty cool, though, because they actually gave him, like I said, it's another product of the 90s here, but they gave him this, like, claw, it's like a I don't even know, like a feathered hair rat tail, that Padawan rat tail that they loved giving to Padawans. And then he's got the cut off ponytail in the back. It's pretty cool, though. Still pretty cool. I think I have his lightsaber should be in there. It's a very specific looking lightsaber. I don't know why, but I could always remember what his episode 1 lightsaber looked like, the hilt. I always liked that hilt a lot. And that's actually little fun fact about episode 1. Fun fact, Ewan McGregor actually chose the style of his own hilt for the movie. So, fun fact there. They actually had a whole bunch of hilts, and they were like, choose one. And he was like, I like that one the best. Little factoid from episode 1. Next up, we've got Commander Solo from The Empire Strikes Back. Pretty cool. I never understand what they were going with this kind of, I don't know, looks like he's a dancer, and he's got, those dancer bars that they have to dancers put their legs on, I'm talking about? I don't know what they're called, but, it looks like he's, I don't know, pirouetting or, I don't know what the technical term are. Stripper pole? I don't know what's going on here with this stance. It's a very odd one. I don't know why anyone would want to stand like this. But it is a thing, I suppose. The balance bar. There we go. And then next up, we might as well go with Commander Luke. I want to say that this might have been one of the better sculpts. Obviously, he looks very kiddish in the face, but I think he looks more like Luke than that Han looks like Han. That looks like he's got his baby bonnet on, and he's he's going for a stroll in the park. I don't know, in the winter. But this Luke, I think it looks pretty good. I like the sculpt of the coat better. He looks a little bit more in portion. Obviously he's got he's got some he's got some guns on him, the 24-inch pythons, underneath that shirt. But I always like this one for some reason. But he's in really good shape, though. I think there's only like a little bit of play wear there and there. So, pretty good looking. One of my favorites. Get on there, boy. Oh, boy. He was a little bit more difficult to stand. I do remember that. Because he's got this like weird power stance. They should have called them power stance of the Force. Because that's how they used to stand. It's like, give them a guitar. Especially this guy. Give him a guitar. And just let him strum it. I don't know what I'm doing there. Okay, I'll just cut that shit right out. But this is the Rebel Hoth Trooper. Another pretty good sculpt, I think. I like the, for some reason, I don't know why, but the goggles right here with that little bit of like metallic green paint, it always drew me in. I don't know what's going on. Show wing! I know, right? Wayne's World? Wayne's World, party time, excellent. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, enough of that. It sounds like a friggin' ambulance. Good Lord. All right, so let's get him in his, oh no, uh-oh. One falls, they all fall. It's like their motto. You go, I go, bro. Let's get some put. I know I'm really pushing that that peg joint there, but I'm trying to get this guy to stand up. There we go. All right, there we go, and we'll do some of that. We're starting to run out of room here. All right, you go in the back. How's that? Since you're just a trooper anyway. Okay, next up, we're gonna go with the. It's a trap. um, looks pretty cool. This is another really cool sculpt. I think this is actually one of the few Power of the Force ones where you could actually probably fit this in with some of your vintage collection. Yeah, fish face. That's right. Admiral Akbar himself. That's right. It looks like he's. They'll stand like they're wearing diapers. Yeah, it's like either diapers, maybe it depends. Maybe they gotta, they're so busy, constantly fighting this war, they just dump in their pants the whole time, So, but here we have Admiral Akbar. And like I said, I think this is one of those figures where you could probably fit him in with your vintage collection figures, and he looks pretty good. I mean, obviously he's hindered in a lot of ways, and he doesn't have a whole lot of articulation, but if you just need a stand-in, or him to sit on a chair or something, I think you can get away with that with him. I like the color scheme. The whites don't look too yellowed at all, really. A little bit of play wear on the back, but I think that's probably from rustling around all those years in the fish tackle box. Tackle fish box. I don't know. I'm saying that all weird. But also really like the paint shading. It's like green paint dots going throughout his head. So there you go. You know what these guys always reminded me, the way they talk is like a person with like headgear on. Like, gee, hi guys, my name's Billy and I have headgear on. It's nice to see you. I don't know. It's a trap, like just spitting everywhere. All right, so next up we'll get to Mr. Ki-Adi-Mundi. Ki-Adi-Mundi. I'm the key master. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, just 86 that out of your brains, and hopefully you never have to hear it again, because hopefully I don't ever do it again. Anyway, here's Ki-Adi-Mundi. I don't believe he came with his cloak. I think it was probably at the time a little bit more difficult to do his cloak because you had to go around this whole cone head thing going on here. But there he is. I really like the sculpt. I think it looks pretty good. He's one of the better sculpted figures. Seems to me like, Hammerhead here, you could probably fit him in with your vintage collection figures. I think you could fit him in too. Because I believe the only one that we got, I don't know, did we get a vintage figure of him? Because I don't have him. I always dug Ki-Adi-Mundi. I always liked his look. Very unique, the cone head and everything, But I'm not sure. I can't remember if we did get one. I do have one that I think it might have been from the 30th anniversary line where the Ki-Adi-Mundi came out, and then he just I don't know. I have him, I think, downstairs somewhere, but I remember his lightsaber snapped and broke right away, and I was like, what the hell is this? So I like to use a lot of these old Power of the Force ones because they're pretty sturdy and they've kind of held their own. So if you are looking for a more sturdy lightsaber, go with the Power of the Force ones. They're pretty bulky. Next up, we've got Mr. Mother Trucker himself. We've got Mr. Mace Windu. He looks like he's got a bathrobe on, and he's coming out with a bathrobe and a towel underneath. And he's got he's got his pipe. He's like, hello there. What's up, Mother Trucker? I'm sick of these mother flipping snakes on this mother flipping plane. Anyway, all right, enough of that garbage. Here's his condom, as I like to call it. There's the condom. And then you would slide that on like that. And then there is your Mace Windu in his cloak. It is quite the condom cloak, but it does fit on him. So there's that. All right, and then we'll put Mace right up front since he's pretty important. We'll put him up. Oh, is he going to fall over? No. All right, we'll back this up some more. Back it on up. I had a lot of sugar today. Yesterday did. Oh my God. My girlfriend was like, "What is going on with you?" I was like, "I don't know. Don't ask." All right, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. And then next up, we've got the TIE Fighter pilot. And boy, is he glossy. We can actually do a little comparison here. Got the Elite with, but little, a little comparison, obviously. Looks pretty cool to see the little bit of the evolution of the character in action figure form. But pretty cool nonetheless. I think this is another one of those where you can kind of probably mix him in. He doesn't look overly... It could work. I think it could work. So there's that. There's the TIE Fighter pilot. Man. All right, next up, what do we have? We got Mr. Chewbacca. How are we going to focus on Chewbacca? Okay, we'll just put him right there. Let me get my lighting. Fix my lighting a little bit. Light us up. So there's that. Here's the bowcaster that he did come with, and you could kind of squeeze that in his hand like so. And it is rather large. This is probably not the best looking Chewbacca I've ever seen. I think I'll stick with my vintage collection one, but obviously a little bit endearing for the 90s, You couldn't really move his head either. It was kind of just stuck in place. It doesn't want to move. So, very limited, to say the least. Let's see if he'll stand. He's still doing this like weird power stance thing. It's like, couldn't you just make their legs straight? I don't know what you guys were thinking. Kenner. What were you thinking? So we'll put Chewbacca. He's one of my favorite characters, so we'll just put him in the front. Right there. There you go. There's my Chewbacca. Sticking to it. Okay. Anyway, now we have Ponda Baba. Yes, that's right. Walrus Man. I thought it was pretty funny. I did get the Black Series version of him, the re-release of him. I don't have the vintage collection one because that one is holy Toledo's. That thing go for a lot of money. But that one actually came with the arm that's removable. It would have been pretty funny if the arm was removable on this. Maybe you had like a feature in the back where you press a button and his arm pops off. That would have been pretty funny. But he's actually in pretty good shape for having a bright orange coat. A little bit of paint wear on the back, but not too bad. Not too shabby. All right, we'll put him over here. All right, next up, we have two guys. We'll do 2 for 1. We'll do a 2 for 1 deal here. We've got the AT-AT Walker, and then we've got the Death Star Trooper. Another 2 troopers where I think, if you just need a driver and you don't want to pay a lot of money for the vintage collection ones, you could probably go with this guy. I mean, all he's got to do is sit down, really. And then Death Star Gunner, you could just go with him. Did I say Gunner or Trooper? I meant to say Gunner. Sorry. Death Star Gunner. You can go with these 2. I think they're pretty okay. So, look at that nose. Look at that size of that those nostrils right there. Whoa. I always thought the design for the helmet for the Death Star Gunners are pretty cool. Surprised we haven't gotten a Black Series version of these. I know we got the Death, what was it? They called the Death Squad, and then they called him the Death Star Trooper. But the Death Star Gunner would be a pretty cool. I know, what was it? I think Sideshow Collectibles or Hot Toys came out with a gunner. I think it was Sideshow Collectibles, but that was obviously 12-inch, so not going to be in scale with the Black Series. But anyway, so there we go. We've got them all butt mouth. Ha ha. You said that at ATST driver. Oh, that's right. I said at. Sorry. It's not an at. That's an ATST. Sorry. ATST. Sorry. But yeah, he said Scab Cat goes, ATST driver looks like Hank Hill. It does, kind of. All right, so next up we've got... We have Mr. Or should we go with... we'll go with this guy. We'll go with him. Let's get him all geared up, too, you know? You can't not show this guy unless he's all geared up. If I can find everything. Oh, there's Yoda's little cane. Where is your blaster, sir? Is this his? No, that's not his. Where is... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Am I missing you? Where are you, sir? Is this it? Nope. 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 Well, maybe his blaster got mixed in here. I think I might have put the blaster in there. Anyway, moving on, because I'm not showing you anything right now. Because I'm a dingus. All right, so we got Boba Fett here from The Power of the Force. There's a wormhole on the other side of it. I know, right? I'm just sticking my hand in there and just pulling out figures from the from the 90s. There's actually no bottom to that. It's a bottomless pit of just toys. But here's the Power of the Force Boba Fett. Another one of my favorite Power of the Force figures for some reason. I don't know. I just always like the fact that you had the option. Instead of them just sculpting this on, you were actually able to remove that piece and then put on the backpack, slide the backpack on after. It's just a really well done figure as far as just the playability of even just taking his accessories off. Actually quite satisfying to do so. So this is another, I think, a solid figure right here. So pretty cool. Power of the Force stuff. I'm loving it. Probably have to switch the thumbnail to Power of the Force. Power of the Force findings, childhood findings. All right, next I will do another 2-for-1 since it's pretty much the same character. It is probably one of my favorite. Well, not probably. He is one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars mythos. It's Mr. Darth Maul. We've got the Tatooine duel, I guess, with blah blah blah. If I can think of his name. It's the Tatooine duel. Darth Maul with his cloak on, his big rubbery cloak piece, and then there's the underneath to it, which is pretty cool. And then we have the Duel of the Fates, Darth Maul right here. Which, I don't know what his arm is doing. It looks like it's like rigor mortis rheumatoid arthritis arm. I don't know what's going on with that arm. But, I mean, I get that you're supposed to put a lightsaber in there. And it just looks like he's dancing. Like he's a dancing Maul. I'm a dancing. It's like he's doing the tango or something. Da-dun. Dun, 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 dun. Or he's doing like the maybe he's doing like the Thriller dance, or he goes where they go where you know, I don't know what's wrong with me today. There's something wrong with me. But there we go with Maul. So pretty cool. I think I like that sculpt. That sculpt looks actually really good. This one kind of, I don't know. But the eyes look better on this one. Let me just get them up close. The eyes look, whoa, maybe not. I take that back. Look at those eyes. They're like, looks like he farted and maybe sharted in his pants. And he just realizes, he's like, oh my God. I gotta go change my underwear. And then this one's kind of like, I'm the most indifferent, pudgy Darth Maul. I don't know. I think I like the paint scheme better on this one, though. To be honest with you. Dancing Maul and normal Maul here. Okay, so enough with that. All right, we're down to 4 left. And for some reason, I have a G.I. Joe I have a G.I. Joe knife in here. I don't even know who this is from. I think this is from probably the 90s. What was it? I think this is from the. It's not from the Hydra Viper because that blade was all jagged and kind of looked like a lightning bolt. I think this is from like the what was it called? The DEF series. Something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. If anybody knows where this knife is from, which G.I. Joe line. I'm pretty sure it's from the 90s because it's all bright and red and such. But we'll just put that up there. All right, next we've got Prince Shizor. Some people say Zizor. It's not Zizor. It's Shizor. But pretty cool figure. I actually was really excited about this figure when it came out with the Shadows of the Empire. This is the single card release, not the... He also came in a 2-pack with Darth Vader. It was kind of like a dueling Darth Vader versus Prince Shizor. So there is Prince Shizor. I like the kind of spinal vertebrae coming out of his back. I always really liked his design, and he's a very intriguing character. I hope that they... like I said in my Shadows of the Empire kind of, I guess, thoughts, comments, concerns, and how you can bring it back into canon. I hope that they maybe do something with this character. Maybe even just bring him back in Shadows of the Empire. That would be nice. That would be nice. Whether you read the novel, the comic, or the omnibus, I think it's a solid read. If you haven't read it, go read it. It's definitely a recommended thing. All right, so next up, we're going to do another 2-for-1 here. It's a 2-for-1 deal here. But here we go. We've got X-Wing Luke. Look at those. Oh my God, he's like Hulk Hogan. if Luke was if Luke actually looked like this, he'd be like Arnold, you know? But there's X-Wing Luke. I actually think that they did a pretty good job with the paint apps on him, especially with the helmet with the 3 3/4 inch figure from the early or mid 90s, excuse me. Did a pretty good job with that. And then next up, this was probably one of my favorite action figures for quite a long time after the 90s. Even though, like I said, yet again, very limited. I always really liked Luke's Episode 6 look and his Jedi garb. But really liked this a lot. And he also came with his cape, which you could just kind of slide over his head like so, and then it gave the illusion. Now, no, this is technically not screen accurate. He didn't have a black cape in the movie. It was brown. A lot of people up in arms. They don't know whether it was brown or black, but I'm here to tell you, as a fact, it was a brown cloak. Cape, cloak, hooded cape, cloak thing. I'll just go with cloak and stop sounding like an idiot. But it was brown. It wasn't black. But, you know, it still does look good in the black regardless. So we'll just put Luke up front here. You gonna stand, bud? You gonna stand for me? There you go. All right, and last but not least, why not? You know, we'll do some Dash Rendar. Dash Rendar, another figure, like I said, I think, you know, if the Black Series came out with a 2-pack with Dash Rendar and Shizor, I think that would be a wonderful idea. I'm pretty sure a lot of fans would welcome that with open arms. And he's got another really crappy power stance that you kind of have to get him kind of like right around there. There's the sweet spot, I believe. So let's see if we can get them to stand. I have seen countless other reviewers where they're like, oh, you can't get these guys to stand. Guess what? They're all standing. So, I mean, they're a little work to stand, but, you know, you gotta work with them. You gotta work with them, you know? You just gotta work with them. So there's that. But, yeah, I think this is it. I mean, between that and all the vintage stuff I showed in the beginning, like the B-Wing pilot, and then we got the Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then we got the nudists. The nudist Ewoks right here. And then we got little Yoda. Oh, your little Yoda, I'm the cutest thing in the world now, aren't I? Okay, enough of that. And then We've got the two, in case you tuned in a little bit later, we had the two light piping Jawas right there from the Power of the Force line, which I thought was a pretty cool thing that they did a 2-pack with those. Kind of wish that, I'm going to be honest with you, kind of wish the Black Series would have went the same route. They did that with the 3 3/4 inch Black Series, and I think that made sense. I was kind of hoping that the actual 6-inch Black Series would have included 2 as well. I don't really feel like spending $20 on a small character is worth it for that. I mean, yeah, they look good still, but I feel like there should have been 2 in there, and maybe like go the same route, because it is, you know, pretty cool that you get 2 different sizes with a Jawa. I think putting 2 figures, maybe one Jawa a little bit smaller than the other one, maybe give him like a darker cloak like they did with the Mandalorian style one, with he's a little bit darker cloak. I think it's the Off-World Jawa with the 6-inch line, and then the regular traditional kind of brown cloak with the larger one. You could have went that route, and I think that was kind of a missed opportunity on Hasbro's part. But there's the Jawas, and then we found ourselves with some more vintage figures with the Han Solo and the Skiff Guard costume for Lando. So pretty cool that I found these. I remember even owning those. And then we've got Bib Fortuna, the vintage one right here. Looks pretty good, and the cloak is in fantastic shape. We did find ourselves with the Lando, and he is complete with his gun too. So these are going to be some very treasured pieces. I kind of wish that I would have found this when I met Billy D. Williams, and he could have signed the inside or the package for me. That would have been a nice display thing, but you know, he still just signed my Black Series figures, so that was nice enough. Nice enough. And then of course you can't forget oh, I just knocked them all over. It's okay. You can't forget the Han Solo and then Carbonite. And you just clipped them in, and there you go. And now Boba Fett just got wide-eyed because he just saw Han Solo and Carbonite, and he's like, "Oh, I can make money off the bounty. Give me him." But oh yeah, and R2D2 with his little sensor, the sensor gimmick R2D2, vintage one. So pretty good though, pretty good. Gotta say, pretty good. So pretty nice. I think I bought this from I think I was in like high school when I picked this one up. I think it was like around 16. I think I picked this up the day that I got my license. There was like this vintage toy shop, and he had like all these different style vintage toys. And for some reason I was like, oh, you know, I never got Power of the Force R2D2, so, you know, I'll try to pick up another R2D2 and fit him in with my collection. And I think I got this guy for like $10 way back in, what was that, 2000? So, yeah, whoa. I've had this guy for almost 20 years, which is pretty remarkable. So, pretty cool. I just thought I'd share some of this stuff with you guys. I know I knocked them all over. Oh, Lord. But, you know, Darth Maul, Dancing Maul, and regular Maul can take a nap. They're taking a dirt nap. But I thought this would just be something cool I could share with you guys. I forgot I even owned this thing. I thought I lost it. And I was so upset, and then I forgot it was actually in the tackle box. So, pretty cool. I thought it was like a nice little video, quick little hangout, something like that. Just under an hour. Good enough for me, good enough for you. But yeah, that's why I titled this Memoirs of a Collector, because, you know, it's all about the memories, you know? But, yeah, thanks for everybody for tuning in. Hello, welcome, or welcome. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Action Figure Addict 112. Thank you to Gaz. Thank you to Strawberry Fields Forever. Thank you to Woodman. Gaz. Did I say Gaz? But, I'll say Gaz again. Hello. Human Mechanism. Thank you for popping by, buddy. Hoping you keep your channel up, bud. Action Figure Expert. Woodman, if I didn't say, I think I said Woodman. Brenda, thanks for popping by again. Thank you for hanging out, as always. And is that it? Just going through. S. Myers, how's it going? Sorry, I think I missed your comment there. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Scab Cat, Kyle, thank you for popping by. And I think that is it. Awesome. You guys have a great night. Thanks for tuning in for another edition of Memoirs of a Collector. And I hope you guys have an awesome night. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, enjoy your turkey day. Absolutely. Enjoy your job turkey day. Okay? Make sure you do a job turkey for me. All right? Okay? On your turkey day. I'm actually going to South Carolina for my turkey day, so I'll be gobbling all the way down there. I'll go, you know, all the way down. So, but I'll be enjoying it all the way down there. And, you know, this is probably the last video I'm going to do just until I get back. I should be back sometime next week, so I'll just probably continue videos when I get back. So, pretty awesome. You guys have safe travels. In case any of you are safe, you know, traveling for the turkey day, for the gobbledygooker day. Human Mechanism says, I officially regret not backing the Marauders World War II figures. I do too. I didn't back it, but I just figured, you know, I was like, you know what, they're probably gonna be up on the site soon, so I'm not too worried about it. And right now, you know, Marauders has a pre-order with some of their new suited figures and such, and t-shirt figures. I did grab a few of those, so I'm pretty stoked about those also. So that pre-order's still up as of when this video went live. Yeah, you know, I'm pretty stoked for them though. I'm a pretty patient person as far as the Marauders stuff goes. So, but yeah, you know, in retrospect, I probably would have at least picked up a couple. And you know, maybe I'm kicking myself a little bit for that, but you know, in the end game, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be up on their site, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. But yeah, they look fantastic. The paint apps on them look very well done. So, and I actually don't mind actually paying a little bit more of a premium for the better paint apps and such. So they look really good, though. I've seen a whole bunch of people posting about them. Can't wait to pick some up. But yeah, awesome. Oh, S. Meyer says they're going to put them up early next year. So that's pretty awesome. That's good news for all you Marauders collectors like myself. So pretty awesome. Like I said, I'm going to try and get up a Marauders video next week. All of their stuff is down. That's kind of why I had to wait a little bit. Their pre-order stuff is up right now, and they're only doing the pre-order. The regular stuff right now on the Marauders Inc. website is down for now until they get that pre-order all done and settled. But, you know, but that's pretty much it for me. Thank you, everybody, for viewing this video and hanging out with me, as always. But, yeah, the subscribers team is not going anywhere. Don't worry. We're going to continue that. I think I just finished up the another one, so and I still have S. Myers to do. I did do another one, which is a very space-themed one, which was kind of an amalgamation of like a G.I. Joe / Marauders character. So we're going to go with that too. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for joining me and revisiting my childhood. Pretty funny. But yeah, thanks. You guys, like I said, have a great turkey day. Be safe. And yeah. I'll see you on the flip side.